RT is coming to you live from Moscow. Yet another scandal is erupting for US forces in Afghanistan. This time in the form of a YouTube video, which appears to show American Marines urinating on the corpses of Afghan fighters. The video went viral in just a few hours, causing outrage and revulsion among viewers. The US Department of Defense has promised to investigate. Well, to talk more about the video and the possible consequences, I'm now joined live from Islamabad by Ahmed Qureshi, president of the Pak Nationalist Forum, Pakistan's first political lobbying group. Thank you for coming on the program. The Afghan president has condemned the alleged incident as, quote, shameful, though he said it wouldn't derail peace talks. There are many thinking about the concerns that this could cause some type of militant backlash. What are your thoughts?
Well, it's quite obvious that the U.S. military presence in Afghanistan has lost legitimacy completely. I mean, we are far ahead from those days when the United States military presence had some sort of an international legal cover in the shape of a UN mandate after the 9/11 attacks. What we're seeing right now is that Al-Qaeda is a fig leaf. And the U.S. military presence in Afghanistan has turned into a complete occupation. And the result of this, we're seeing that there's a complete we are reaching a point where the U.S. military is closer to defeat than at any other time. And the reason for this defeat is that the local Afghan population has turned against the U.S. military presence and the foreign military presence in Afghanistan. Now, we must understand one thing. Al-Qaeda is a fig leaf. This terror group, to end and destroy this terror group was important, but I think more and more analysts now are reaching the conclusion that this target, this objective, was achieved, I think, some time back. Probably 2006 or 2007. And the United States should have really rolled back its presence in Afghanistan at that stage. What we're seeing after that is really the slow and quiet transformation of Afghanistan into an American military base where the U.S. military is basically using
I'm sorry,
this
if I may
country.
just interrupt just for a moment. I do apologize for interrupting. As you say, the original U.S. invasion of Afghanistan has now prolonged itself into that of an occupation. But if we could just focus, as we were a moment ago, about this video that allegedly shows U.S. Marines urinating on the corpses of dead Taliban or dead Afghanis. It's one thing, though, to see the video, but on the other hand, when it comes to war, there is a sense of dehumanizing that goes on there. Is it really fair, do you think, to judge the state of the mission in Afghanistan by the apparent action of a few Marines? But don't incidents like this, appalling as they are, happen on both sides of any war? Take a look back to a few years ago in Iraq and Fallujah, the members of Blackwater being dragged through the streets.
Yes, that's true. It does happen, but this should not really be used as an excuse to go soft, let's say, on this military presence. Let's not forget that the Americans came to Afghanistan with the explicit objective also of transforming this country into a more humane country, into a democracy. And what we're seeing happening right now with the appearance of this kind of a video is the opposite. And it is having an impact. Let's not forget that this is a region where religious values are really very deeply entrenched. And the way you treat bodies and the way you treat the dead is something that is treated very sacredly here. And with this video, you can rest assured that this will have an impact in terms of the kind of reaction, the kind of backlash that this will generate. This video will generate against the very the American soldiers who are there right now in Afghanistan. It really endangers their lives. So it is fair to say that with this video surfacing, the lives of American soldiers in Afghanistan have become more, let's say, in a more precarious situation than they were before this video.
Well, when you talk about a potential backlash here, we're now having a statement from a top Taliban official saying, in response to this video, attacks will at least continue for the foreseeable future. The U.S. State Department, the Pentagon, says they are investigating this video, allegedly showing U.S. Marines urinating on what we believe are former Taliban soldiers here. Do you ever at any point expect a formal apology to come out of Washington, D.C. regarding this?
That's not possible at all. I don't think it will happen. We haven't seen the Americans really have apologized for any, frankly, of the attacks or killings or murders, inadvertent murders of Afghan citizens or Pakistani citizens in this war, and that will not happen. The biggest example, of course, that we have is what happened in November, the murder of 26 Pakistani soldiers in an attack by U.S. helicopters, and an apology is not forthcoming. That's not going to happen also in the case of the Afghans.
Ahmed Qureshi, president of the Pak Nationalists Forum, Pakistan's first political lobbying group. Thank you.